Hey everyone, I'm East Coast Pete. Welcome to my mid-rock crisis. Last time, I talked about the greatest bass player. Who's the greatest lead vocalist? Stevie Nicks? Roger Daltrey? Jim Morrison? Mick Jagger? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you rock's greatest voice, Mr. Robert Plant. He left home at 16, turned up at Midland Blues Scene, sang with the Crawling Kinsakes with John Bonham. Page saw Plant sing with the Obbs Tweedle Band. He did Grace Slick's Somebody to Love. He immediately recruited him for the new Yardbirds, and Bonham too. John Paul Jones was brought in to play bass. Lead Balloon became Led Zeppelin. Heavy and light like Iron Butterfly. First album considered a catalyst for advent of heavy metal, even though 1/3 of the songs are acoustic and were mostly blues. Before I get into Plant's solo career, I'll look at one song from each Zeppelin album. From Dazed and Confused, left over from Yardbirds' I'm Confused, written and recorded by Jake Holmes in 1967. The song became improvisation at early Zepp shows. It's when the violin bow came out. It lasted for 30 minutes. Plant borrowed from American Delta blues originators like Charlie Patton, Blind Lemon Jefferson, Muddy Waters, Big Bill Brunsey, Howlin' Wolf, and of course Robert Johnson. But to his credit, Plant made the songs his own. In '68, from the Brown Bomber, What Is and What Should Never Be. This is the first Plant penned and arranged number. The vocals are like a rap, but also psychedelic. Lyrics reflect his romantic affection for his wife's younger sister. Soft and breathy, hard and urgent, back and forth. More of a comment on man's biologically hardwired roving eye than on an admission of actual infidelity. I think. That's the Way. Page's 12 strings with overdubs, folk ballad recorded at Bron-y-Ower in Wales. It's a retreat for bands to experiment and compose. Page particularly loved Plant's vocals. The two were bonding. The song helped to bolster the image of Led Zepp's multiple versatility disorder. When the Levee Breaks, originally a 1929 Memphis Mini song. Modal drone instead of the 1/4/5, Plant's harmonica is intense. Recording was slowed down tempo before vocal track was added, giving the music a sludgy sound. Bonzo's bass drum is extremely distinctive. It's been sampled by the Beastie Boys, Dr. Dre, Eminem, and more. Lyrics are about a dam on the Mississippi River that was worrisome. Dancing Days. Inspired by Plant and Page's trip to Bombay in search of inspiration, critics hated it. I loved it. Atypical of rock, here's your proggy and catchy, laid-back vocals used as a crowd pleaser at shows. My garage band played Whole Lotta Love, probably because it had an easy riff. Houses of the Holy was the first Zepp album I'd heard that showed me their versatility and taste. Physical Graffiti's double album included Houses of the Holy because it didn't fit on the album Houses of the Holy. Funky Jazzy Jam, songs about movie theaters, drive-ins, concerts, and hilltops, places where young people go to be intimate. Listen for Bonham's squeaky kick drum pedal. Hey, by the way, how many Led Zeppelin songs aren't about sex? Presence. Plant had made an impression, but then he got injured in a car wreck in Greece. His son also died of a stomach ailment at this time. Robert Plant considered quitting the music business, but he figured work would be the only thing to keep him sane. Candy Store Rock is a salute to 50s rock and roll and rockabilly. It's Plant's favorite song from Presence. Never played live, but Zepp would re-emerge with later Page and Plant shows. Plant recorded vocals from a wheelchair. Oh baby, baby you look good enough to eat. You know, Candy Store. In Through the Outdoor, In the Evening. Spooky, a return to hook-driven rock from Brown Bomber days. This was Zepp's last studio album due to John Bonham's untimely death from alcohol poisoning. The band decided they couldn't, for instance, just get Carmen Apiece. That would be wrong. What else did Zepp have to prove? They'd altered rock, shut their many critics down, played to more people than anyone except for the Grateful Dead. There's no light show, no lasers, no giant screens, and they even kept much of their earnings, thanks to their own independent label, Swan Song. The album Coda. It's a compilation of outtakes. A coda is a written musical symbol meaning the end. Fitting. Poor Tom is a drum-driven seventh son number, and it seems unfinished. It's an outtake from Led Zeppelin III. Hats Off to Roy Harper was used instead, because Mr. Harper was amazing. Shake 'em on down, Buck a White. And this, right here, if you ask me, is where Robert Plant's solo career began. His musical output is more than double the quantity of Zepp's 8 records. His voice has aged like fine wine. This post-Zepp work is understandably why he is considered the greatest of all time. No resting on Zepp's laurels. Plant still loves to perform, and he still loves to sing and write. He weathered his tumultuous rock stardom in the 70s, and he's still at it now in 2019. 1982, Pictures at 11, a more mature crooner. The band is in back instead of sharing 1/4 of a spotlight. Songs are less physical, less abrupt, a slow dance as opposed to punk's slam dance tempo. And punk was intended to erase dinosaurs like Plant, the way the Beatles blew away Bing Crosby and Dean Martin and their ilk 20 years previous. History repeats, but Plant is saying, hold on, I'm not done. 1983, The Principle of Moments. I'm in the mood for a melody. It's kind of like Paul Simon a little. This song set the tone for Plant's solo career. Top 20 hit song with Big Log. Phil Collins on drums. Big Log. Tull's Barry Barlow was on bass, and then Richie Havert of Little Feat came in to play drums on the live shows. 1985, Shaken and Stirred. Released under Plant's El Peranza label as Swan Song had had its Swan Song, Little by Little single and Too Loud modern, industrial, and electronic. This isn't Zeppelin. Very cool and interesting collection. Plant has gained confidence as a solo artist. 1988, Now and Zen. It's more Zeppelin-like. Doug Boyle on guitar, Middle Eastern flavor like In the Evening, but not a full-blown Sufi rock like Kashmir. Jimmy Page played on Tall Cool One and Heaven Knows. 1990, Manic Nirvana. Big Love and Hurting Kind charted. Tie Dye on the Highway was about Woodstock 69, a solid outing, and it would please even die-hard Zepp fans. 93, Fate of Nations. Kevin McMichael on guitar. Richard Thompson plays on Come Into Life. Nigel Ratfink Kennedy plays violin on Come to Me. Covertly political, unlike Plant's usual non-biased stance. 94, No Quarter. Plant and Page officially a touring group. 98, Walking to Clarksdale. Plant and Page play out, or are they played out? 02, Dreamland. First album with Strange Sensation Band. 2 Grammy nominations. Covers Dylan, Jesse Colin Young, and Moby Grape. 2003, 66 to Timbuktu. Rarities from 1966 and re-recording of post-Zeppelin work. 2005, Mighty Rearranger. For the second time in my life, I picked up an album with Robert Plant without hearing what went before. Like with Houses of the Holy, Rearranger blew my mind. I just heard his latest work of world music, not knowing what to expect. Plant snuck up on me again, and I have only myself to blame. Nobody's fault but mine. This album is as good, or even sometimes better, than Zeppelin. I kid you not. 2 more Grammy nominations, Another Tribe and The Enchanter, stand out from this superb effort. 2007, Raising Sand with Alison Krauss. Album won a Grammy, Killing the Blues and Gone, Gone, Gone. An Everly Brothers cover and their seamless and peerless T-Bone Burnett on guitar handpicked these countrified songs of Sam Phillips, Gene Clark, Doc Watson, and more. The harmonies are beyond belief, smooth as silk and velvet. 2010, Band of Joy. Another new lineup. Plant likes to share the wealth. Folk rock meets prog rock with even a dark pedal steel goth song, Monkey. Guitar reminiscent of Neil Young in Buffalo Springfield days. Mandolin on Angel Dance, Bo Diddley beat on You Can't Buy My Love. Barry Miller and Daryl Scott on guitar, Patty Griffin on backup vocals. Joy. 2014, Lullaby and the Ceaseless Roar. The Sensational Space Shifters. Hillbilly in Baalbek, cornbread and falafel for a wee snack. Relentless, experimental. Plant won't get nailed down to an idiom. It's not what he does. Justin Adams on oud. Liam Skin Tyson on banjo. An oud and a banjo? 2017, Carry Fire. A spring clean for the May Queen. More space shifting. Chrissie Hynde is hiding in here somewhere, and she's 67. Hope you liked my show. Hit like if you liked it. Peace.